So the intention is that I don't want to be woken up. You can't wake me up, and so I am acting. Everything you are saying, even if you choose to pour hot water on them and they decide that, look, me, I've told myself that I am asleep. They are asleep. But in the bigger context, we are talking about a pretentious partner. One who deliberately lives in denial. They know and understand every single thing you're talking about. But they just choose to swish into oblivion.
I know you've been crying, I understand.
And act aloof.
Okay, I know you've been broken, but I'm here.
They make you feel so stupid and foolish.
Believe in me, you will overcome.
They make you come across as a talkative, one who is always looking to brew trouble. And sometimes you're left wondering, is something really wrong with you? But I am wondering also, why would any partner or why would any spouse pretend they do not have a problem when the problems are staring at you in the face? Why do they shy away from the issue and act as though everything is okay, but they know that everything is hurting the relationship and the marriage? Beats my imagination to know that we have a problem. And if we're able to deal with the problem and solve it, we will be fine. But one person just decides that, you know what? For me, there is no problem. Meanwhile, there is a problem. It's just interesting how people act like that. So this morning, GH's favorite uncle is joining us again, Uncle Ebo White. And then Mama Jane is here with us in the studio. Mama Jane is the first lady of the Charismatic Evangelistic Ministry. Proud to say that's where I fellowship, so she's my mommy.
Who was there for you in the midnight?
She's the head of the marriage counseling department,
God,
the women's ministry,
and
she does many more.
The same God who was there in time of black and white is the same God is Jehovah.
Mommy, good morning again. You're welcome.
Good morning.
Thanks, everyone. Hello, Uncle Ebo. Are you there? Good morning. Hello, Uncle Ebo. Are you there? Okay, we're trying to get connected to Uncle Ebo, but Mommy's here, so we'll start. Mommy,
Yes.
why would anybody at all, okay, first of all, why do people act asleep in marriage? Why do people pretend about their problems in marriage?
A lot of people do that because they're trying to avoid the real issues. So it's just a way of acting passive and behaving as if those problems don't exist. And sometimes with people who behave like that, it could either be a problem with the person's nature and temperament, or perhaps they themselves are the problem. A problem consciously created, will be difficult to solve.
It still leaves me wondering that, when we are in a relationship or we're married, we want to have peace and we want to enjoy, the union. You want to be each other's companion and be happy together. And before I go on that tangent, do they realize that there is a problem? Do they actually realize there is a problem and just act aloof?
Yes, sometimes they both know there's a problem, but don't want to confront it. They want to stay on the safer side by keeping quiet and acting like it will go away
on its own.
The virus will go away. Meanwhile, they know there's a problem. Sometimes too, it's only one party may know there's a problem. The other person may be comfortable with the way things are.
I see. Okay, so I said 2 or 3 weeks ago that we had a lot of emails actually in our email. You can also send yours to us. It's homeaffairs@myjoyonline.com. So, I mean, this topic actually came as a result of these two we received. I mean, there are lots of them, but we selected these two. They look like they are. One of them looks like it's not a very big issue, but apparently is destroying the home. Let me just quickly go through them. It says, we have a serious issue at home. My husband has a terrible mouth odor. In fact, it wasn't so until recently. I have drawn his attention to it and have asked that he sees a dentist, but he tells me he does not need one for a simple thing as mouth odor. He will rinse his mouth with a mouthwash after brushing, and for him, that solves it. It is becoming worse and it is affecting our intimate lives. My sister-in-law and I are very close, so she told me to talk to my husband about the problem since it's embarrassing. She narrated how it was a topic for discussion after their last family meeting with some extended members of the family. I have tried a couple of times and it ends in a fight, and he has actually told me he does not want to hear it again. I am enduring it. He will still go ahead to want to kiss you during intimacy, and if I refuse, there is trouble. He will go for days without minding you. He just wants us to go on and on like there is nothing wrong. He does not see a problem and wants me to do same. He says it is for better and for worse, so I have to love him no matter what. He will preach about how my body belongs to him, so I cannot deny him his right as a husband. How do I deal with this person who wants us to pretend there is no problem, yet this thing is killing me? Okay, do you have Uncle Ibo now? Okay. So, I mean, Mommy, this is Mama Jane. This is one of the issues, for instance, that this woman says that. I mean, we'll bring in the second one. She sees a problem, and there is a problem, really. I wonder how you can be close and intimate with such a thing, and especially so when you have mustered courage to tell your partner, and then he says that this is not a problem. I don't need to see a dentist because you think that I have, But if you didn't think you had mouth odor, would you even go on to buy a mouthwash?
Exactly.
And then after brushing, you just rinse your mouth with it and you think you are okay. You want life to go on as normal. It's beginning to even go beyond your home. You go for a family meeting and it's an issue. And I know how some of these things come across. People would end up saying that, his wife doesn't advise him.
Exactly.
But wife is advising and you are not listening.
Not taking it.
How do you deal with such a situation? There is a problem. One person says there isn't a problem. The problem is affecting you too. But for as long as the other person says there is no problem, how do you go about dealing with it?
I think we need to understand that correction also needs to be done in love.
Okay.
The timing should be right. You wouldn't wait till it's only in intimate moments, love making, kissing. That is when you're drawing his attention to that. But I also feel that the woman should find a neutral time in the day when you're talking and should be able to draw his attention to it. If he really loves you, I say love and respect must go together. If he really loves you, he will make the effort to change it. But for some people, they're already beginning to take the relationship for granted, because if he had to go out on a fresh date with another lady, trust me, I'm sure he will take it very seriously. It means he's now beginning to take the relationship, his life, his general behavior for granted. If he's going out, like I said earlier on, he would have been taking time to groom himself an hour even before the time, making sure he smells nice, smells good. So why can't you do the same for the woman you're staying with, the woman you love so much, you claim to love? It takes nothing to just get up. You know you want to make love, you know you want to chat. Just simple respect, personal hygiene. Brush your teeth, freshen up, and then everybody would like to cuddle close. So I think it's something that really has to be spoken about. The woman shouldn't feel bad. If you love somebody, don't wait till it's being said outside. And if that man really wants to change the situation in his romantic life, you really love your partner, then everything, preparation for intimacy, calls for cleanliness. It means that you must handle yourself
for intimacy calls
for cleanliness. Just the same way a woman cannot go and lie by her husband coming from the kitchen smelling like his dinner, smelling of onions and everything. She takes her time to groom herself, make sure she's neat, she's clean, put on a little perfume. I think the focus has always been on women, unfortunately. Women are told to maintain their weight. We're expected to maintain our weight, look nice at home, do your hair, smell nice, and all these things takes effort to do. But I think it would also be nice if the men make the effort as well. It shouldn't always be the woman trying to look nice and smell good for you. It would be nice to have you as a man smell nice, look good, good breath, personal hygiene, body odor puts and kills intimacy. Body odor kills intimacy. And it's amazing in some of the counseling sessions that I've had, especially even with the shutdown, some of the women complained that some of the men didn't even have their bath in 2 days, 3 days. They saw little habits that they had overlooked over a period of time, and they saw some of these things happening. But we would want to encourage the men out there. You can have a fantastic love life if you groom yourself nicely as well.
But in this case, this man is refusing to see a problem. So how is she supposed to go about it?
If he's refusing to see a problem, then he simply cannot enjoy that aspect of lovemaking, because I don't know how the woman is going to put up with it. This is a case where he may complain to friends that his wife doesn't like kissing. There is a bottom line, an underlying factor. Would you go out and kiss a girlfriend in that manner? I don't think you would do that. So sometimes it boils down to seasoned disrespect. You're beginning to take the relationship for granted. You're beginning to disrespect your spouse. You don't really care how he or she feels. And I think that needs to be stopped. The woman should also know how to talk about it, because, some of these things are sensitive, but it could also be a medical condition.
Yes. So she advised from the beginning that let's see a dentist, and the man says it's not a problem. So, I just use a mouthwash and I am fine. Even to the point that somebody has come to say it. Now, this man is even saying that your body belongs to me, for better, for worse. So just forget about this issue and then be a wife to me like you're supposed to be. So it is seeming like, okay, I have gone through the processes, I have done what I have to do, he is not listening, and it is worrying her because, mommy, like you rightly said, how do you go on such a tangent? So do you just leave him and endure? Can she rebel and say that, okay, until you take care of this problem, I am not going to be intimate with you again? What can she do?
It's a little tricky here. It's a little tricky here.
That is the crux of the problem.
I know. Okay. I believe that the relationships should be built in such a way that couples should be able to tell each other practically everything. You must have a relationship with your spouse where an outsider shouldn't say it. You, the spouse, should be able to say it. So if your spouse is telling you something that needs to be corrected, one, it means that he or she values the relationship, wants a deeper intimacy with you, so would just need that aspect to be corrected. Otherwise, every aspect to do with love making can take place, but we may have to leave the kissing out.
But mommy, sometimes mouth odor has to do with your whole breath. There are times that you can be sitting from a distance. But let me get to Clemo. Hello, Clemo. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, and how are you doing?
I am well, thank you. We have taken your early mornings away from you for the past 3 weeks. God bless you.
Well, you're welcome.
All right. Please, did you follow the scenario we put out?
No, unfortunately, we were struggling to get a connection, and so
okay.
I couldn't catch.
All right.
I caught a little bit about no brushing, no kissing.
Okay, so we actually, we're looking at, how to wake a sleeping partner up. That is a partner who is pretending to be asleep. Generally, we're talking about a pretentious partner. So you are in a relationship with somebody, or you're married, and there are issues in the marriage. But one person, they know there are problems in the marriage, but they're just refusing to acknowledge the problem. And we had this mail from this lady who says that her husband, quite recently developed mouth odor. She admitted that it wasn't like that from the beginning, but along the line he had mouth odor, and he has tried to tell him that we need to see a dentist. And husband says, this is a little problem. All I need is a mouthwash. So he brushes, he gets a mouthwash, he rinses his mouth, and that's okay for him. But that really is not solving the problem. Wife says that I have tried whichever way to, get to him and talk to him and advise, or let's do whatever it is. He says no, to the extent that she's very close to her sister-in-law. So her sister-in-law actually comes home to tell her that, look, you need to find ways of talking to your husband, because at our last family meeting, when he left, it became a topic of discussion, and people are thinking that you are the one who doesn't advise your husband. So talk to your husband. This thing is embarrassing. She says she has tried several times. It ends up in a fight. Now the husband says, I don't even want to hear you talk about this thing again. It's becoming very irritating. You're my wife. It is for better, for worse. Whatever it is, we are in it together, and so you have to stay there. Wife says, even during intimacy, he wants to kiss you and all that, and it is a big problem. But now, he's now preaching about the fact that your body belongs to me, mine yours, and you can't deny me, what is rightfully mine and all that. And this issue of mouth odor, he's making it look like his wife is just imagining it, and he doesn't want to hear about it. I use mouthwash, and we should be fine. And we're wondering, now that he doesn't see a problem, and doesn't even see how it is affecting their lives, how do you deal with it?
I think the family are being irresponsible. When he came to that family meeting and they discovered that he had developed this problem, I think they should have spoken to him. Why did the sister come to the wife to ask her to be the one to speak to her brother? What was it? Why couldn't they find, or one of them find a way of speaking to the man? So the boy's family, they are not helping him. They are not helping him at all. Because if they had suggested it to him, he may have taken it a little bit better than if his wife does it. Plus, so this guy, he doesn't have office colleagues, he doesn't have friends, he doesn't have any friends who could tell him, oh, my brother, this one, we think, have you thought about this? Are you aware of this? Are you aware of this? Because we are leaving everything to the wife. And trust me, depending on the nature of their relationship, if she talks about it, it's going to bring even more issues into their relationship. So relationships are not islands to themselves. We relate in the context of family, in the context of the community, in the context of all our network. There must be some other people in the network who can help out. What about their pastor if they go to church? What about the person who counsels them? So we are keeping everything on the woman, but the lady should take advantage of the bigger network that are supposed to support the marriage and get somebody to help her out. But she continually harping on it, then it becomes nagging, and it's not going to work well.
Uncle Evo, I'm wondering, realistically, So, I mean, I am looking at this situation where, unfortunately, we tried reaching the lady, but we didn't get through to her. But, I mean, if it's a situation where, I mean, some men are very, they're big men, and you go for a family meeting like that, and you are the one who, speaks for the family, and you are the one who holds the family up, probably with your money and everything. So, people can't say these things to your face. Again, I am wondering how easy it would be, just wondering, for a wife to go to, probably your husband's family or to your pastor or to your counselor and say that my husband has mouth odor, talk to him. Now that you are having a conversation at home and he is not even listening and doesn't want to hear it, how would he take it if a third person, says it to him and it is seeming as though it is coming from his wife? How would that happen?
I do not suggest the involvement of the family out of nothing. It is because the family themselves have also recognized it. Mm-hmm. And because the man's sister,
came all the way home
and involved. Yes, so that is why I'm saying that they dropped the ball. Mm. Why couldn't the sister or the brother, unless he's the eldest, their parents are dead, all uncles are gone, and things like that. But there must be somebody. There must be somebody in his boy's voice. Because boys' voice would act as if we are joking, but we'll tell you, hey, Charlie, the odor from your mouth, why? You swallow more money or something. And we'll tell you to your face and make sure you take care of it. So does he not have friends as well who can help him out?
Okay. So in this case, I mean, limiting it to her case and the issues they are having, what should she do? I mean, if she finds herself in this situation where, and I mean, we'll look at this, in a more general term, where, you're having issues with your partner, or there is a fundamental problem, you want it addressed, and the other partner is not seeing it or seeing eye to eye with you, but this thing is gradually eating away the foundation of your relationship, your marriage, and the very things that make marriage beautiful is eating it away, but the other person is just, is just unconcerned. What do you do in such a situation generally?
Let's go back to the basis of the relationship, how the relationship began. Because, unfortunately, because of the pressure society puts on girls, from my counseling experience, there are cases where the girl is aware that this man does not respect me. This man is not fully as much into me as I am into him, but he is the one who says he would marry me. Not all marriages are based on mutual respect. And because we keep putting pressure on girls, and because girls feel that they must by all means get married, then there are situations where they get married to men they can't even talk to, men they can't even reason with. So depending on the basis of the relationship, then this is not going to work. You just have to keep quiet and suffer.
Wow.
Because he's not going to mind you. He's not going to. That's why. And again, over the last 2 weeks, what I've always done is to speak to those who haven't found themselves in the situation yet, and saying that please don't rush into this. Please be careful. You can answer some critical questions. I.e., does he respect me? Does he respect my moods, my feelings? Is he open? Is he somebody we can sit down and talk issues over? If you can't do that during the courtship, trust me, after marriage it's too late. He'll mind you, and your only option will be, all right, I can't deal with it anymore, and then you go. And trust me, for a lot of people, if you walked out of the marriage, a lot of men they wouldn't lose sleep over it. Trust me.
Wow. So as it were right now, Uncle Ebo, in this situation, she may just have to endure it.
No, she should engage her sister-in-law.
Okay.
And she should engage her sister-in-law, because the sister-in-law is the one. She would have been walking on dangerous grounds if she had gone to the sister-in-law and said, "Oh, your brother has developed an odor in his mouth. What can we do about it?" But this one, it is the sister-in-law who came and said, "Talk with your husband." So let the two of them get together and form a team, and let's see whether between them they cannot come up with a solution. And again, it goes back to we must understand that, especially in our context, we marry into a community, we marry into a home, into a family. So sometimes when issues develop in the marriage, always take advantage of the bigger context of your marriage. It is not just the two of you. Even though ideally we will try to keep everybody out of the marriage, but no, in Ghana, there's a bigger context. So if the two of you are not getting some problems solved, your next option will be to take advantage of the bigger community, the family, the networks, the church, the counselors, and let them see what they can do to help you.
Uncle, but let me push a little. Yeah.
I will speak with the sister-in-law first because she is the one who brought it.
Okay. Let me push a little bit harder before I let you rest a bit. So, granted, you try to do this because it could go either way. You and your sister-in-law could approach your husband to have this conversation, and there could be an explosion.
No, you talk with a sister-in-law
to speak to your husband,
to find ideas, to give you ideas, to come up with a strategy. How do we handle this? Because it's not just the wife's problem; it's a problem for the family too. So,
Uncle, I'm still asking, what if, you try what you have to try, and he still won't listen because there are people like that? What do you do? I'm looking at that extreme end where it gets to a point where the person is like, look, everybody should just leave me alone. It is my life. What do you do?
Then you have two options, don't you?
So
you either keep quiet and suffer, or you decide whether this is a deal breaker or not. Okay. If it's not a deal breaker, find ways of going around it. And I think that Mama was very strong about it when he said, then in that case, let's take kissing out of the equation. But you see, it is not just kissing. You finish, you want to chat, you want to talk to him. He's lying close to you and all that. Uncle said.
I see Uncle said.
Tell me why you giving up on God.
So it could get to that point where if one partner.
Wait, is that a woman's song?
Oh no.
Because it sounds like a song we should be playing for her. Madam, don't let the mouth don't make you give up on God.
I'm telling you.
Interesting. Okay, so it could get to that point, so far where we are, it could get to that point where if you keep being pretentious about issues in your marriage or acting aloof, you just won't listen and you feel like, look, this is it, play along. It could get to that point that if you don't take care, you will lose the relationship, and it probably won't be anybody's fault.
What is safe? Lift your hands and give them.
But just like moms know what to do in every situation, you can trust any of the Fortune rice brands for all your rice meals for every occasion. It needs just a little water. Emphasis should be placed on this. Little water. Otherwise, you will end up cooking jollof water. So water should be very, very minimal. The grains don't stick together and the aroma and taste are delicious. If you're thinking of cooking jollof rice, rice balls and any other rice dish you can think about, choose Fortune. You have Fortune Classic Green, Fortune Delight is orange, and Fortune Delicious red pack. Get yours and you won't regret it. We have it, Fortune rice, always on point, just like mom.
But I'm here, too many are broken hearts.
And Milk just got exciting with Dano Milk. We appreciate Dano Milk, don't we? Always banking on home affairs. Thank you. Dano Milk has 3 extra amazing powdered milk flavors to its plain milk, and they come in chocolate, strawberry, and coffee. Beyond being creamy and tasty with pleasant and natural aroma, they're healthy and nutritious, and that helps you to grow strong mentally and physically. Get your favorite flavor, 1 Ghana cedi. That's the 40-gram sachet, and serve with cold, warm, or hot water. Dano Milk, strength comes from within. And oh, have you seen the new addition to Cerilac's range of baby cereal? It is the new Cerilac 350 wheat pouch. The same nutritious Cerilac you know with a great taste that babies just love. It is packed with iron, proteins, and vitamins that babies need for growth and development. And it really tastes amazing. You can try it for yourself, and you know having your baby try out different tastes and flavors isn't just about giving them a change of taste. It actually helps them to develop their palates and prepare them better for accepting variety of adult foods later on. So go ahead and try the different flavors: maize, rice, millet, 3 fruit pieces, and biscuits. Grab your sachet in any retail outlet near you. Uncle Ibo says, don't give up on God.
My great provider, tell me why you're giving up on God.
And one more time, just like moms know what to do in every situation, you can trust any of the Fortune rice brands for your rice meals for every occasion. It needs just a little water. Emphasis on little water. The grains don't stick together, and the aroma and taste are delicious. If you're thinking of cooking jollof, fried rice, rice balls, and any other rice dish, you can think about just think about Fortune rice. Go get it and cook the delicious rice dish. So you have the classic, the Fortune Classic, that's the green, the Fortune Delights, which is the orange, and then the Fortune Delicious, which is the red pack. Get yours now, and trust me, you won't regret. We have it, Fortune Rice, always on point, just like mom.
For a night, joy's gonna come in the morning. You don't have to cry no more. Hold God by His word.
And education is secure, convenient, and easily accessible on Joy Learning. Here's how you can access the Joy Learning channel on your multi-TV digital. Rescan your TV set or seek assistance from any installer nearby. Find Joy Learning and access classroom lessons for SHS and JHS students. For more lessons, go online and download the Wolo app or visit wolofreak.com for your core subjects and electives in science, business, and general arts. Register and subscribe to any subject of your choice. For more information, call 0264 790-970 or 0302-211-688. Joy Learning is about learning, knowing, and acquiring knowledge. And it is brought to you by KNET SES and Wood. Joy Learning, keep learning. So, Mommy, I want us to talk about how these things impact marriage. If you have a partner who is, always acting as though there is no problem, you want to talk about issues, and they go like, sometimes you hear them saying, it's okay, let's just leave it, it's fine, there's no problem, let's leave it. Meanwhile, they act around it, around it, and everything is not peaceful. You want to talk about it, and they go like, I say it's okay, let's not do this. They're hurting, they're acting it, and they don't want you. How does this really impact marriage, if we all must know?
It builds resentment, gradual resentment, because the offending spouse begins to feel hurt, nurses bitterness, feels rejected, and that way as well, it can even affect your intimate life as well. Because what we do around the marriage at the end of the day ends up in the bedroom as well. So these little things go a long way. Issues that are not resolved, pretending as if all is well and you know that there's something wrong. If you don't sit down and have a proper discussion and come out with the issues so that you can discuss them, you realize that everybody starts acting up. In some marriages, the woman starts acting up. She may put up an atmosphere of indifference. The man starts responding to her behavior, and the whole house and marital relationship the atmosphere can look very, very cloudy and messy.
Okay. So pretense in marriage builds resentment. and people act up. And if you don't take care, you end up creating a clumsy atmosphere in your home. And then at the end of the day, we'll sit down and say it is the witches and the wizards that are doing that. Uncle, I was just trying to find out from us, just so we all know, if we are acting around our issues, pretending they don't exist, yet they are killing us, how do these things impact marriage? Our continuous, denial of these situations and acting and pretending. And we need to know how deeply these things affect our relationships and our marriages.
Well, I think Mama said it all. Don't forget that one of the key components for a good relationship is intimacy. And once intimacy is affected, you don't really have a marriage. You are just two roommates. So it will definitely affect intimacy, because if we can't talk things over, then how can we even play? How can we tease each other? Because, like Mama said, we are resenting each other. So even in bed, your body touches me and I'm shoving you away. But again, and I'm sure Mama would agree with me.
Yeah.
These things, you could always see the root of them in courtship. So if you're going to have a situation where the husband and wife are pretending in the relationship, you'd have seen it in the courtship. And that is where I think people should always read the signs well and notice when there's a red flag in their relationship during the courtship days. Counselors should begin to learn to ask the sensitive questions that will help the couple confront some of these issues. Because really, at a certain point, after marriage, some of these issues are too little. They are too late to deal with. Issues that could have been dealt with at courtship, if they are not dealt with at that level, in marriage, it is too late. And sometimes people say, when we marry, things will change. No, it won't change. It will get worse. And we should begin to let people understand that some of these myths are the reasons why we are miserable in our marriage. When we marry, he will change. If we have a child, he will change. No, it's not going to be so. So let's begin to learn right from the beginning. Like I'm saying, we can do these programs all we want.
Yeah.
The man who doesn't want to cooperate and build his family, he's not even going to listen to a program like this. I'm sure he's even angry. What typically will happen?
I know, right?
What typically will happen is that the wife hearing a discussion like this and realizing that it will help us would open the volume of the radio in the bedroom loud so he would hear. But he will refuse to hear. He may just see the direction in which he's going and say, this one, they are going against, and then just
they'll go jogging.
And go jogging. So he's not going to put himself in a place. That's why I'm saying that always make sure this person I'm marrying, is he my friend? Does he respect me? Do I respect him? Please, the foundation is at the courtship. But too many of us are jumping that and disregarding that and thinking, it doesn't matter, when we marry, things will change.
Uncle, but don't people change? You could answer all those questions right from the beginning. You notice your friends, you have a great relationship and all. And then somewhere along the line, you begin to wonder, are you the same person that I was dating and loving and everything?
You have a great relationship by whose standard? By who is saying so?
Well, by the questions you're answering yourself.
Remember, remember that in question, you see, what gives you the impression that we have a great relationship? I call you every day. I call you about 3-4 times a day. So we have a great relationship.
Well, we talk about all those things. I see you show me respect by my standards. I see we are friends. We are able to talk. We address issues and all that. And I think we're good.
Wait. Okay, and then see how I relate to your parents. See how I relate to your friends. See how your friends relate to me. Because see, your friends will relate to me based on what they know is my true feelings towards you. Well. So sometimes that's where the secret lies. If his friends are not embracing you and are not accepting you and are not respecting you, they know something that you don't know.
Wow.
The same thing with his siblings. The same thing with his family. they may not disrespect you, but they would see, you could see they are cold towards you because they know, our brother now, I'm not a papa, you know. So sometimes you need to look, and that is why it is also important for you to involve people. Look, if you took your boyfriend to mama, it won't take mama more than 5 minutes to discern either this boy is really into you or is pretending just to get something.
Okay.
A mature person will pick it like that. Will pick it. He may be going through all the motions, but there are telltale signs that a mature person will take just like that and may be able to tell you, if we are,
be careful.
This thing, give it a bit of time. Let's wait a little bit and let's see.
Great.
So, courtship, let's look out for let's give ourselves the best advantage, the best possible chance of having a good relationship. Yes, you are right. People may change along the line, but at least reduce the risk and the danger.
Okay.
Your generation, unfortunately, you rush into these things too quickly and too gleefully. And then when it hits you in the face, then people like Mama and other counselors are in trouble.
I mean, the millennials, young people like you, Daniela, you people rush into these things too quickly. Okay, there's a message here that says, good morning, Adam. I think the lady, this is an interesting one. I think the lady should also refuse to brush her teeth for 2 days. And when he complains, then she should suggest they both visit a dentist. Sometimes we need to make people feel what you feel before they can understand you. But I remember you were talking about sometimes creating crisis.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, I Clemo.
I am sure. Well, this
I Clemo, anyway, it's okay. I am a Wednesday boy, so calling me a queer doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Okay, they don't know you as a queer on this platform, but I know you as a queer.
I Clemo.
Was it sent by a man or a woman?
This message is from one Abena in Dawenya.
Exactly. You know, women, you make that mistake in your relationship. You think that tit for tat will help us. No. What will happen with a typical man? No, what will happen? I'll tell you what will happen with a typical man. Okay. As soon as the woman begins to brush her teeth, and she begins to develop an odor, which I know no woman is going to do that, but there are some women who just, for effect, may do it just so you see the effect. You know what he will do? He will complain to her and say, we're not born. He will complain. He will just say, what's wrong with you? He will complain. He will tell him and tell everybody. May even call the family and say,
how? This is so unfair.
That is what he will do.
Wow.
Because he's not going to recognize his problem.
That's the position he has taken. Exactly.
Yeah, he's not recognizing his problem. And so when you come in smelling like that, or he will get up and go to the hall. He will get up and go into the hall and say, oh, why are you sleeping at the hall? And I said,
yes, and you can't also tell him that now where.
Oh, if you say now, well, because there's a mini problem. That was a mini problem.
So you still hit a roadblock. Interesting times.
Yeah. So, but I know women come up with these solutions that tit for tat. Like your birthday, I don't acknowledge it.
So mine too.
And on my birthday, you also decide you will show me, you won't acknowledge it. It won't change anything. In fact, I may even forget that it is my birthday.
No, that hurts. There's one here that says the wife should agree with a doctor, preferably a friend of the husband or that family doctor. The wife should feign illness and ask to be taken to that doctor. The doctor will then prescribe the needed drugs for the husband. But if you are sick and you take it to the hospital, how do they give your husband medication? Let me move on to the second issue. It says that my mother-in-law has been living with us for 2 years. She came in to help when we had our first child. Plan was for her to stay for 3 months. Then we will get help and face our lives. 3 months turned into 6, into a year, then 2 years and counting. My wife ended up saying she is serving the purpose of the help we would have gotten. But no, she's too interfering. This is not good. Okay, so she says this is not good. That can't be done. You can't come back to work this late. Or you people should eat this today, and a whole lot. My wife says I am being petty and that I am looking to creating problems for the family. She knows her mother's presence in our lives, in our daily lives, is a big challenge. You just can't breathe. And we can't do anything in peace. She will surely interfere and then put her opinions on there. To the point, she says I have to stop going to work on weekends and help my wife at home. She even complained about how much I give my wife monthly for the upkeep of the home. Like I am some kid living with her. Before she came, I was working on weekends and we were fine. My wife only laughs when she says these things, and she knows I strongly disapprove of them. I do not even want her to get pregnant again, because that will mean her mother staying with us forever. And my mother-in-law keeps demanding for a second child with so much insistence. I am tired of telling my wife to talk to her to go back, and she does not want me to do it either. She has refused to see the challenge her mother's continuous stay with us and her interferences are causing, and how much we're drifting apart. She has concluded that it is not a problem and that I should stop seeing problems where there is none. How else do I get her to see the harm being caused to our young marriage? She knows I have serious issues with it, but just pretends we are fine, and even buy gifts regularly for her mother, telling her it is from me, and also telling her mother how happy I am that she is with us. Why is she pretending about all these issues? Is it that she does not care about our marriage? Is she thinking I will wake up one day and come to terms with the fact that I am married to my wife and her mother? This is killing me. So that's the second issue. Also about, generally feeding into the issue of people acting as though there is no problem in their home. Mama Jane, what advice would you give here?
This will be a bit difficult and tricky. It wouldn't be easy to give a blanket answer to this. First and foremost, the role of in-laws in a marriage, in a situation like this, it has both its positive and negative side.
Okay.
This depends on the couple themselves, the nature of the home that they are living in. For some, if it's just a 2-bedroom house, everybody will feel very stifled, because then the couple don't have their privacy. It also depends on the in-law. If that in-law is not enlightened enough and is staying there and is still using the old traditional methods of a mother coming to stay with her daughter like she's doing, that is very uncomfortable, because we counsel and we don't want to bring in these kind of interferences. I believe that the lady in question is also acting a bit selfish, because she's thinking more about herself. If she has to go to work or she has to leave her child, she feels safer and comfortable with the mother around than bringing in a total stranger to come and look after the child. So a lot of dialogue has to go into this. Husband and wife need to sit down and discuss the issues. The husband should tell his wife his concerns and how he feels this is impacting their home. The wife should be able to talk to her own mother and tell her mother what her limits are, because she must bear in mind that she also has to sustain her marriage. You're married to somebody, you have to make sure that he's also all right with it. A lot of men would want their privacy. He may want to walk around in his boxer shorts. He may want to pick his little arguments and pet names and jokes, but he has a mother-in-law around.
So you're boxed up.
So he can't do all those things, And there's some people who started their marital relationships with in-laws, you realize don't even have pet names. Because they are shy to call their honey, sweetheart. The relationship becomes very stereotyped. So I would think that husband and wife still need to talk. If you're going to talk to your wife, telling her to allow her mother to go, you have to bear in mind that a stranger may be brought in, a total stranger. The positive side with a stranger is you have better controls than your mother-in-law.
Yeah.
The negative side is that person, you cannot tell the nature and character of that person. You could trust your mother better with your child than the total stranger. So, and then ask yourself as a man whether you're prepared to help your wife with all the little things that she needs to be helped with. If you're asking her mother to go, are you going to provide the support? Because for some men, they just come back from work, they're sitting and watching telly, and she has to do all that. But she knows if mama is around, she would help me.
Right.
So I think it all boils down to...
Then it means they will have to go back to the drawing board, because in this case, woman is already thinking that, look, she's finding ways to make her husband comfortable with her mother.
Yes.
So then I will go out of my way and even buy little gifts for my mother and tell her that,
my husband
says I should give it to you. And the more you do this, the more comfortable your mother-in-law is. And the angrier your husband is. So you're creating, I think that she all she's doing is, look, one day he will come to terms with it. And he has also purposed in his heart that I am not coming to terms with this thing. She has to go for us to get help and be able to control and live our lives together. So it looks like in this case they will have to actually go and see a counselor and talk. Uncle, but what do you make of this situation?
Well, I handle the case like that, where the lady's mother will go to the extent of opening their fridge and comment on what is in there. And the boy was not amused. Now, my advice to the boy, the man, is that this is a situation where if the shoe was on the other leg, the woman will enjoy it. If it had been the boy's mother who had come to help and had decided to stay on as long as this, I'm sure she would have been screaming to her.
Yes.
So she will be screaming. She will not be happy with it. And so it is not a fair situation to push the man into. Even though, and I agree with what Mama said, that there are advantages to it. There are positives, but there are negatives as well. And if it is not working for you, and as long as the man is made aware of the implications of the woman going, and like Mama said, that you're going to have to step in and help out. Then, let's face it. Now, let me talk with the boy, and I'm going to talk with the boy as a man. Young man, be a man. Ignore her. She talks, hey, you are going, hey, and then Saturday too, you are going out. Yeah, man, I'm going out. Hey, my dear, see you. Be the stubborn boy you could be. Every boy has it inside him. Do show a bit of that. Hey, are you not coming? Yeah, Mama, I'm not coming. I'm even fortunate that you come earlier. Where's my wife? And let her know that she will know that, hey, because it would be interesting to know. It would be interesting to know what kind of marriage this woman herself has. And because sometimes mothers push their children to have the same kind of marriage they have, even if the marriage ended in divorce, they would teach them and push them along the same way. So it is up to the man. This is your home. It's not for the mother-in-law. And if she doesn't understand that she has a limit in this home, oh, my brother, do your own thing. Do your own thing. One day, when she's with your wife in the hall, come and start intimacy right in front of her. She will get up and leave.
Hey, Joe.
Oh, come and start necking. Come and start necking. Come and start
romancing
right in front of her. And she'll get up and leave.
And if you have this wife who says that, oh, stop, don't you see Mama is here, what do you do then?
Oh, then do you know how you were born? She did the same thing you were born. Shut up. Let's do it. No. Young man, be the man in the house. Be stubborn. This is your home.
Wow.
Yeah, you come. Now Saturday, are you going out? Yeah, Mom, I'm going out. That's how we eat in this house. Hey, are you not coming? Yeah, Mom, I'm not coming. How are you? Don't take offense. Ignore her. With time, she will gradually understand that you are putting her in a place.
Wow.
The boy is giving the woman too much power. Ignore the wife, because the wife is not going to do anything about it, because this is cool for her. This is a good situation for her. Yeah. So you too, the young man, be a man. Every one of us have it in us.
Great.
You know, our mothers tried to beat it out of us, they didn't succeed. let not your mother-in-law succeed. So and whatever you want to do it.
Wow.
She comments on it. You know she will comment on it. Answer with humor.
That's all.
Answer with humor. And then go on and do it. And do what you have to do. Just make sure that you are doing the right thing.
Great.
The money you give is too small. In the first place, how did she even get to know the money? It means her daughter told her.
Mm-hmm.
Why did she want to know from the daughter how much I give her? And also she comes up and says, the money you give to my daughter is too small. Oh, sir, I hear you. And then leave it there. Keep giving the money. Keep doing the best you can. But leave it there. Don't argue. And the mama, you see, no. Don't call the wife and say, why did you tell your mother? Ignore. If I can afford to give you 500, 500. Will your wife tell you that my mother says you shouldn't give me 500?
Yes.
Oh,
then you withhold it.
He should allow the woman to get to him. He's a man. Oh. He should pull up the color of his shirt and let him know the hair. This one.
Yeah. All right.
Vice versa.
Yes. I mean, maybe I'm coming. I'll come to you shortly.
You don't have to cry.
This one says, David, the second issue is a very simple one. The man should also bring his mother to stay for some time and see how, this is confusion.
And then give him praise.
One more time, just like moms know what to do in every situation. You can trust any of the Fortune rice brands for all your rice meals for every occasion. It needs just a little water. The grains don't stick together, and the aroma and taste are delicious. If you're thinking of cooking jollof rice balls, or any other rice dish, you can think about choosing Fortune. Just choose Fortune. Comes in the classic, which is the green Fortune Delight Orange, and Fortune Delicious, which is the red pack. Get yours now and you won't regret it. We have it, Fortune. Always on point, just like mine. And have you seen the new addition to Cerelac range of baby cereal? I've been telling you this for ages. If you haven't seen it, I don't know where you have been.
But it's okay. I know you've been broke.
It is the new Cerelac 350 wheat pouch or sachet, the same nutritious Cerelac, with a great wheat taste that babies love. It is packed with iron, proteins, and vitamins that babies need for growth and development. And it really tastes amazing. You can try it for yourself. And having your baby try out different tastes and flavors isn't just about giving them a change of taste. This actually helps to develop your palate and prepare them better for accepting variety of adult foods later on. So go ahead and try the different flavors: maize, rice, millet, 3 fruit pieces, and biscuits. Grab your sachet in any retail outlet near you. 0302216541. We can pick a few phone calls. Yes, Mommy, you were talking about the reverse.
Yeah, I'm really happy and excited with what Uncle Ebos came up with. I'm also just thinking about the reverse. And if we're going on the side of the wife, if it was the wife, trust me, she wouldn't be happy with the situation at all. So I think we should always treat our spouses the way we would also like to be treated. If he brought in his mother and she's into the fray, she's interfering, no woman would like that. So in the same way, if you wouldn't want it as a woman, just understand and put yourself in the shoes of your husband and realize that you grew up with your mother, you're used to her, but he is not used to her. He's now getting to know her. He's getting to learn to live with her. In his mind and idea of his marital home, I'm sure he visualized being with his wife and children. He wasn't seeing a third person in the house that he continuously has to submit to, like a mother figure or a father figure in the house. So I think we need to take some of these things quite seriously.
Great. We need to take some of these things quite seriously. So we will take a few phone calls and then be wrapping up on the show. Our time is almost so done. Okay, I have somebody on the line. Hello, good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm happy.
Great.
Uncle Ebo is killing me.
Oh, but Uncle Ebo is not saying that he should go and be stubborn for that, you know. His stubbornness was put in contest. Are you?
It's true. You see, we have a nice way of doing it. Without so that the woman wouldn't feel disrespected. See, you can go the way and say that, mommy, you know how much I love you, but I'll be right back. See, you do it nicely, that she wouldn't feel disrespected, but she will know that, Master, this is my yes. She will know that this is a marriage home which has their own control over it.
Do you have a personal experience to share?
Oh, well, fortunately for me, my mom is not like that.
I'm happy for you.
My mom and my dad, they are really cool. I mean, they allow us to make our own decisions.
Great.
What they do is they advise us.
That's all. Great. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Oh, you should bring him away. I love you.
All right. First one says, good morning. I'm listening from Sakadi. I think Uncle Ebo is right. Diplomacy doesn't always work with difficult in-laws. Sometimes you just have to go hard and develop the I don't care approach. Hey, but you have to approach it with caution, I guess. Okay.
God, who was there for you in the midnight hour?
Okay, so whilst we wait for a few of the phone calls, I have somebody here. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
No.
Oh, I can hardly hear you. Oh, too bad. Please try and call us back before our show is over. So, summing up everything we have been talking about, time is, almost up. What final words would you leave us with to both the person who is pretending in the marriage and the person who is at the receiving end? Just one last call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
This is Nilante from Osu.
Hi, Nilante. Oh, fine. That's all your thing.
I want to go. Okay. Actually, it was fantastic. I like it. This is also another fantastic topic. But today, I didn't like. I bet to differ with Auntie Jane.
Okay.
And answer more on the issue of mother-in-law issue.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't like equalization. What is not good is not good.
Okay.
What is that? Auntie Jane said it is dicey. This is not a dicey situation. How can you tell me how much I should give to my wife? How can you come into my fridge and tell me what in the fridge is not good? So
what would you do? What would you do? Yes. You agree with them. So what would you do?
Yes, I'll tell my wife, and I'll tell my wife. If she didn't agree, I'll confront it myself. Head on. I won't let my mother will not. I won't let my mother come and interfere. No, you won't go that way. My sister came when my wife was sick at a point in time, and then I realized that he was trying to, I think I want to try to. The next day, I asked him to leave. The next day, I asked her to leave. Yes, and then we had an issue about 1 month, and we sorted that. I went to her place. I buy him some plastic and then we are good to go. We are still sisters and brothers. So this is a man should be a man.
Nilante, go side one time.
I am the CEO of the house, so we don't have to just people die married. Sometimes let me make one last point. You pastors make people die married. In the things of good couple, who sit down, tie, talk about people put things in the heart. No. Pastor sometimes I that head on and tell them that this is not good.
Okay.
Last week, answer to the woman. The man was trying to cheat in the US or whatever.
Yeah.
I like it the way he said it spot on. He didn't miss word. The man want to cheat already. The guy said that because of lockdown, he wants to play sex on the phone and he wants to cheat already. He's been cheating already there. So I like some of this answer. Not that everybody has to pay for it, but this 200 time. Yes, and then What is it again?
Milan, so fine. No, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mommy, yes, your final words. Wow. There's no sometimes you don't have to be diplomatic. You just have to hit it.
Hit the nail on the head. No, right. Well, my final words in all that we're talking about is just to say that passivity breeds contempt and disrespect. Most of the time when we see issues and we don't want to address them, we want to be diplomatic like we are saying, at the end of the day, it breeds disrespect and contempt, and the issues go on. So my final words would be, don't adjust to any painful experience.
Great. Do not adjust to any painful experience. Deal with it. And finally, all throughout the show, I have been talking to you about Fortune Rice. Don't forget, I have been telling you that just like moms know what to do in every situation, you can trust any of the Fortune Rice brands for your rice bowls. For all your rice meals, for every occasion. So are you trying to cook rice bowls, jollof rice, fried rice, whatever rice dish it is that you want to cook, just choose Fortune Rice. It comes in the Fortune Classic, which is the green color, Fortune Delight orange, and then Fortune Delicious red pack. Get yours now. We have it. Fortune Rice, always on point. Uncle Ebo, your final words for us.
Always go back to the basics. Go back to the foundation of the relationship. Again, make sure that during courtship you can answer certain questions. Great. Does he respect me? Does he respect my feelings? Does he respect my moods? Can we talk? Can we talk about everything? And can I get a hearing on all things? Because you see, like I said, there's a time when it becomes too late.
Yeah.
And after marriage, a lot of these things are too late.
Thank you very much. There are times that indeed, I agree, it becomes too late. And after marriage, sometimes you just have to endure. Or it came up earlier, but Uncle Ubu and Mama Jane agreed to it, that sometimes if you don't take care and you continue pretending and people are continue being advised, oh, do it this way, and the other person won't budge, there are times that if you don't take care, you just will lose the relationship or lose the marriage. So we have to pay attention to these things. And Uncle Ubu has been hammering this for 3 weeks. If you're still caught in, then you will have to open your eyes and make sure that you're answering some of these critical questions. Thank you very much. We've had a fantastic conversation. I have really enjoyed it and learned a lot. I hope you too. Thank you, Daniela Fairboy. Thank you to our technical team. Thank you. And next week, we come your way with another Home Affairs. My name is Adam Knight T. Bye for now.